Friday fitness on a Tuesday. You can take your place of honor sitting on the edge of the bed. And I shall pick up my talking baseball bat. I wish anything in this shot was a straight line. Anywho, what I want to talk about today is my running goal is 3:15-ish marathon. And to do that, you need to run 4:38 kilometers. So, here's this plan I've concocted. And then I'll talk about the difficulty that I've had with it so far. I put together a playlist of songs that are all 4 minutes 40 seconds to 4 minutes 36 seconds, so that there's just some wiggle room in there. But around, so you want it around there, right? Most of the songs are actually 4:38, but there's always wiggle room, and there's silence between songs and all that. And you got to account for some kilometers you're going to be going uphill, and you're going to lose some time, blah 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 blah. So everything is ballpark, right? There's no one's getting their belly filled off me hitting a 3:15 marathon down to the second, but it's the goal. So what I've been trying to do is I've got all these songs and just try and run a kilometer per song. And where that has now fallen apart, well, where that obviously falls apart if you're just out free running, is that you're stopping for traffic lights and stuff. And you don't know how far a kilometer really is. You don't know if you're hitting it or not, because I don't have a watch. I just run with my phone in my pocket. And I might have to get a watch. I don't want to become one of those people, but it might help. Anyways, but there is a track near my house. It's actually 4.5 kilometers away. And around the outside of the track. And it came in at a perfect 0.5 kilometers. So I was like, great. I just got to run 2 laps, and there's my kilometer. So, put on the playlist of songs, ran my laps, and just always, if I knew I had time left in the song, I'd slow down at the end, conserve a little energy and not throw off the rhythm. And if the song was coming to an end and I was still far from the finish line, I would sprint it. Did 6 laps of that, should have got me to 3 kilometers, stopped my Strava, not anywhere near a round number, not anywhere near a 4:38 per kilometer pace. It's just chaos. And even though I'm running like in my own footsteps in the lane of a track, the Strava GPS has these kind of loose circles. There's daylight between them, supposedly. So it just works out imperfectly. And then I spend a bunch of time just starting at one spot, running, and then checking my phone and seeing if I was at a kilometer. And at one point, I even did a lap. The recording Strava recorded 1 kilometer. I stopped it, saved the run, and it saved as 0.99 of a kilometer. So there's some loosey-goosiness in there. Still what's important is that I'm getting in the running regardless. It doesn't have to be down to the second accurate. But yeah, that's been frustrating just for tracking's sake, because I want to know, I need to get it into my head what a 4:38 pace feels like. And I need that to feel like it's perfectly in the zone, to know when I'm lagging or rushing. Because I want to be able to just stay at 4:38 a kilometer for 42 kilometers and then 200 more meters. That would be perfect. But still getting a lot of miles. And then the other thing I'm doing to try and dial this in is And to run 10K at that pace, it's going to take about 46. It's like 46:30 or something like that. So I've been trying to run 10K in under 46 minutes. And the first time I tried, I checked my distance when I felt like I was probably 10K away from home, and it was like 6.9. And then I was like, okay, and I would just run for what I felt like was forever again, and it would be 7.8, and then it was 8.1, and eventually I was like, gee. And I remember doing this before too. It's like when you're actually trying to run 10 kilometers away, 10 kilometers is so far. Like a 10K run isn't a long run, it isn't a high distance. But if you're checking your distance a bunch of times, you feel like you are just forever away from home. But now I know on that specific route approximately how far 10 kilometers is. So there's a big landmark that I kind of use, which is right around 10K, and I just try and get there in under 46 minutes. And I use the same playlist, and I just know which song is the song that ends at 46 minutes. So I didn't get it. I tried twice. One time I got like 8.7 kilometers in the 46 minutes, and another time I got 9.7. So it is right there. And my 10K time, so when I actually ran a 10K race, I got 45 minutes. So I can run a good 10K, but that was a great track. It was point to point, all downhill, no traffic, and other racers and hydration stations. Because it's a miracle what some Tom Petty and a smiling volunteer with a cup of Gatorade can do. And then the course that I'm running, my training course, has a ton of hills and a couple of stoplights. And so I think about changing it, but then I think, no, if I can get 46 minutes on this kind of a course with tremendous hills and stoplights, then I can get it anywhere. So I'm keeping the resistance level high. And yeah, that's where I'm at with training right now. This is like 2022. I want my 3:15. It's been the goal since I started marathon running. I was super cocky when I was training for my first marathon because I had half marathons under my belt. I was running tons of miles, felt great all the time, and then melted down at the 30th kilometer of that marathon. Both my marathons are 3:45, so I'm trying to take half an hour off my marathon time. But that's the goal, and I want it, and I want to be ready for it. So I'm training through the winter here. It's still really mild right now. Like it's literally snowed once, and it's usually around like 4 degrees, somewhere between 0 and 4 degrees every day that I've gone out running. So I'll end up leaving with gloves and a hat on, and then part way through the run, take them off and carry them. So yeah, that's where I'm at with training right now. Shin splints, brutal, just rolling them out every day. My nutrition is good, and just on a fun personal note, I've got a friend who's a tattooer. I'd never gotten tattooed by her before. She's really, really good, like world class. Like she gets flown to Japan to do tattoos, and I never had an idea that was like big enough and important enough to involve her. But now we've had some consultations about it. We got our plan together, and I'm getting a huge chest tattoo. So I've been doing a lot of straightforward bodybuilding for it, like just kind of like get my chest squarer and get the muscle definition there. That's gonna so that the tattoo can work with the muscles. And so yeah, I've also been doing a lot of, because normally I'm not a bodybuilder. Everything is functional strength. Everything is built around running, and like even when I do upper body stuff, I do a lot of rows so that I have good mobility going backwards, because a tight upper back of the chest there, tight thoracic, if I'm using that correctly, will impact your running. You'll start to hunch forward. That's going to impact your breathing. running is a full body sport, but you don't need to do a ton of chest press movements for running. But I've been doing that, and although I'm not going to show you now, I will show you at some point that my physique is getting dialed in again. I don't think it's the best it's ever been because I went hard on the gym when I started and I got my newbie gains and I was excited. I didn't need to push myself through any workouts. I was just always like thrilled because the first time you get gains, it's genuinely thrilling. But it always fades at some point, like, you know, there's a holiday season or whatever. So I don't think my physique is now the best it's ever been because I saw some video of myself from a few years ago where I was looking really good. But I think my physique, just in terms of fitness, since this is theoretically an all-around fitness vlog, my upper body physique is in the works and getting pretty good, and I'm happy about that too. So yeah, that is me rambling to myself, sitting on the bedroom floor. So, however I sign off videos, signing off.